Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem amma ba'd. So yesterday we started discussing Jumla al-Khabariyah. We discussed Jumla al-Khabariyah and Insha'iyah, and then we started off Jumla Ismiyah. Today I want to discuss Jumla Fa'liyah with you. So we discussed Jumla Ismiyah gives thubut, it creates a link. Link can be in the present tense, can be in the past tense, that is a kana. Then we explain when kana comes with lafzul jalala, what meaning that gives. And we also said that the link, the thubut can have dawam in it, can have a long-term implication if there's a qarina and a context to it. And sometimes you can also tell from the context that the link is for the future, if it relates to something in the hereafter, etc. We done that yesterday. So moving on to Jumla Fa'liyah. So what does Jumla Fa'liyah do? And I said Jumla Ismiyah is a sentence without a fail. And Jumla Fa'liyah is a sentence that has a fail, whether the fail is at the beginning or the fail is at the end or in the middle. So it doesn't matter whether it's a mubtada khabar sentence, as long as the fail you will consider as a Jumla Fa'liyah in Balagah, and it will have the rules that are going to be stated now will apply to that. Okay? For example, مَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُم. The Nasara claim that Isa was crucified. So let's say مَا قَتَلُوهُ is a fail. وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ. Okay, they neither killed him nor they crucified him. Okay, so it's a fail. So this is Jumla Fa'liyah. It's simple. Right. Now the fail, what kind of fail is it going to be? Madhi or Mudari. Fail Madhi. For example, the mother of Maryam, when Maryam alayhi salam was born, she said, Sammaytuha Maryam. I have kept her name as what? Maryam. So Jumla Fa'liyah, because it has a fail. So even as inna, or from Shabab bil fail, and the ism comes first, but in terms of the meaning of Balagah, it will still give the fail meaning. Whatever that fail meaning is, we'll discuss that shortly. But it gives the meaning of a fail. So Jumla Fa'liyah. And this fail is Madhi. You can fail Mudari. يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي. So look, this is Jumla Fa'liyah, because both are Jumla Fa'liyah. Sentence 1, sentence 2, and they both have Fa'l Mudari inside. Okay? So you have Jumla Fa'liyah either Madhi or Mudari. Simple, that's basic, nothing, just a recap of Nahwa. But what's the faida? So yesterday we said Jumla Ismiyah gives the faida of what? Thubut. It creates a link. Okay? What does Jumla Fa'liyah do? Okay? It depends. If it's a fail in Madhi, what kind of fail? Madhi. It creates something called huduth. What does huduth mean? Something did not exist, it came about, and then it stopped. For example, look. قَتَلَ دَاوُودُ جَالُوتَ. So this sentence is Jumla Fa'liyah because it's a fail. And the fail is Madhi or Mudari? Madhi. قَتَلَ is Madhi. So now this is saying that the action of qatala, killing, took place. That's it. So the action of qatala took place. That's called huduth. For example, somebody entered. The student entered the room. So the student entered. So the entered took place. So this is, if you imagine that this is time. So at one position, one dot in time, the huduth, the fail occurred. Correct? Does that make sense? Huduth. Another example, we did this in Qasas last year. Waja'u, the brothers of Yusuf, they came and they said, Waja'u, not they said, but Allah is saying regarding them, Waja'u abahum isha'an. They were out and they came home. An action occurred. That's called huduth. Make sense? So go to the previous example, Sammaytuha. The naming took place. Baby was born and she named it. That's called huduth. Okay? What about Jumla? What about Fa'l Mudari? What meaning Fa'l Mudari gives? Now this depends, because Fa'l Mudari can have many tenses within it. Fa'l Mudari can give one tense called the present habitual. What does present habitual mean? I go to sleep early. What does that mean? It's a habit. Does it happen once?
No.
What happens? What happens with that?
On a regular basis.
On a regular basis. So what does jadid mean? What does jadid mean? New. And tajaddada yatajaddadu, to become new, to reoccur. So if a fa'l mudari is in a present habitual meaning, you will say this gives a finder of not huduth, but a huduth over and over again, which is called tajaddud. Like for example, if you go back to the previous example. In this example, يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي. It's a فعل مضارع. And what tense is it in? The present habitual, meaning Allah brings forth when? When does Allah give life to the dead? There's a baby. It doesn't have any ruh inside of it. It's in a mother's womb. Allah gives life to that. So Allah keeps on giving life. وَيُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. Different tafasir of this, but it happens over and over again. This man brings forth, and he brings forth. It doesn't happen once. It's فعل مضارع in a present habitual. It happens over and over again. What's this called? Tajaddud, repetition. So for example, in this example, Wallahu yarzuqu. Allah gives provision, Allah provides. When does Allah provide? Once? It's continuous. So this is the فعل مضارع, and it's in a present habitual meaning. So we call this tajaddud. Okay? Meaning, this gives a find. This فعل مضارع gives the meaning of what? Tajaddud, repetition. The fi'l occurs over and over again. Make sense? Right. The فعل مضارع can also give what meaning? Present continuous. What does that mean? I am speaking. That means that the action is happening now. It's occurring now. It doesn't show repetition. For example, if I say huwa yaktub, I can't find a correct example, so I just use this. Huwa yaktub, he's writing. It doesn't show. It just shows that action is happening now. There's no tajaddud in this. If I say he writes, that means what? He takes notes. That means what? He does it over and over again. Present habitual. If I say he's taking note, that means he's doing it right now. It doesn't mention tajaddud in there. There's no tajaddud. There's no mention or reference to it occurring over and over again. It's past, present, continuous. Make sense? Okay.
Just explain that again. So present continuous and present habitual. What?
So present habitual, a present tense which happens as a habit over and over again. For example, we come to madrasa Monday to Friday. Is that one Monday to Friday or is it continuous? We come. We go to sleep early. That happens all the time. It's continuous. Present continuous.
But with fi'l mudari, isn't there future tense?
Fi'l mudari has many tense. Fi'l mudari can be present, continuous, present habitual, future. And it can also have past tense implications, but I'll explain later on. You understand? So the
continuous is
why does that explain?
what he's currently doing at that.
Yes. So you are writing.
Yeah, but you're not always writing.
So you are writing means you're writing right now. And you write your notes on the computer for exams, meaning every exam time you type up your habit is you type up the notes on the computer and send it to everybody. That's habitual.
Continuous is at the moment.
Yes, right now. It's continuing now. This isn't so tajaddud. This shows it happening right now. It doesn't mean it's not tajaddud, but this text does not show continuity. It doesn't show, it shows continuity at the present. It doesn't show repetition. So what about future tense? Now future tense can have both. It can show huduth, that something will occur once in the future, or it can show tajaddud, something will continue to happen. For example, look. Allah says regarding the mountain, Nusayyirul jibal wa talal arda barid. On the day of Qiyamah, Allah said we will make the mountains fly. It will happen once. This occurrence will happen, Allah will destroy the whole world and it's finished. So it's not occurring now, it will occur and then it will finish. Okay?
So that thing, so you could say present or hadith has like a set time limit.
Yeah, if this happens in a period of time, it doesn't continue, or it doesn't repeat. It doesn't have repetition. That's what hudud means, the opposite of repetition. And tajaddud means repetition. So for example, this will happen. Okay? Like for example, if the Prophet ﷺ said in hadith that Dajjal will set out. Dajjal will come out from Babul Lud. Once. That's hudud. In the future, it will happen once. And Isa will kill him at Babul Lud. Happen once. Imam Mahdi will come out from Makkah and the people take bay'ah upon him. It'll happen once in the future. Okay? But it can also have tajaddud, meaning something can happen in the future. I'll give you an example. This is the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ took bay'ah of Aqaba, the Thaniya. The second bay'ah of Aqaba, where the Ansar came from Medina, Munawwara, and they were taking bay'ah to the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ was going to go to Medina Munawwara. So he said, Tubayi'uni, I want you to take allegiance to me, that you will listen to me, and you will obey me, whether you like it or not. And you will say in regards to Allah, the truth. And la takhafuna fillahi lawmata la'im. You will not fear in regards to Allah's matters, the lamenting of anybody. No, la takhafun is that once or repetition, that whenever the need arises, whenever the situation comes about. What? It's whenever, not continuous, but it will reoccur over and over again. I want you to take allegiance to me, ala an tansuruni, that you will help me. Once or whenever the need arises.
Whenever the need arises.
So is it hudud or tajaddud? What's huduth mean?
Step period of time, so
Tajaddud. It's tajaddud, not huduth. What is it? Meaning it happens, it will become jadid, become new, it will happen, occur, reoccur. فَتَمْنَعُونِ, you will protect me. Once or always? So when the time of Uhud came, they protected the Prophet in Medina Munawwara. The Khandaq came, they protected, meaning they will continue to do it. So the future tense can show huduth or tajaddud depending on the context. Got it? Right. Now, if you have a fa'il mudari and the fa'il mudari comes with kana or any other madhi, it can now have two meanings. For example, look, past habitual. So you got a fa'il mudari and the fa'il mudari either comes with a kana or any other kind of, is linked to another past tense verb. This can show a past habitual meaning. What's a past habitual? Something reoccurred as a habit when? In the past. For example, look, Allah says regarding Maryam alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam that they're saying this whole Trinity thing. That one is the Isa alayhi salam, for example, was a god. Na'udhu billahi min dhalik. So Allah is saying, Kana yakulani ta'am. Maryam and Isa alayhi salam, what did they used to do? They used to eat. So if they eat food, automatically they have human needs. And if you eat food, the food gets digested. And obviously it has a procedure. So how can that be a god? So when they say, what does this mean? Ya'kulu is fa'il mudari, but it's linked to what? Kana. So now this makes it to habitual when? Now is it huduth or tajaddud? Tajaddud. Why tajaddud? Repeating. And it's also past continuous, meaning what? It happened once. So basically it happened once in the past. Or it was happening once in the past. For example, لَقَدْ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ Allah became happy with the believers when they were taking allegiance to you under the tree. To protect the Hazrat Usman radiallahu anhu, to fight for him. Okay? So, this is past tense and this is linked within, it's under the past tense. So Allah was happy with the believers when they were taking bay'ah. Is it tajaddud or huduth? Does it have tajaddud in this? Because that happened once. So Allah is narrating. So in the past, when a fa'il mudari comes with when a fa'il mudari comes with a kana or another fa'il madhi, it can give one of two meanings, habitual or continuous. Okay? The habitual will show tajaddud. Because what happened habitually, tajaddud, over and over again. And continuous will mean it happened once, but the speaker or the writer is explaining this as an incident that's happening, that was happening for a period of time, but it never repeated itself. Make sense? You understanding? So the key was a huduth, that it happened once, it occurred. That's why you have in Urdu haditha. Even in Arabic, hadithatun, meaning what? An occurrence, a musibah, a calamity. I mean, it happened once. And tajaddud, it repeats and it occurs and it becomes new. What was your question? The fa'il mudari to past. Either past habitual or past habitual usually. But depends on what meaning. If it's a past habitual, you will give tajaddud. Because they used to eat. For example, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يخرج إلى المصلى. For example, I can't remember the hadith at the moment, but many hadiths. كان رسول الله يفعل كذا. He used to do this. Meaning, it was a habit of him. The Prophet ﷺ used to eat something sweet before he used to go for Eid Salah. He used to eat tamar, not sweet, he used to eat tamar or rutab. So he used to happen every Eid. That's what past habitual, tajaddud. Okay? Yeah. So let's recap all of this. You got verbs. Okay? If you got al-madhi, what will madhi show? Past. And what does it show? Huduth or tajaddud? Why? Huduth.
Because it's just
Daraba. Kharaja. Qatala Dawood Jalut. It happened once. So what does it show? Huduth. Simple past tense will show. If it's a fataha, what does that mean? He opened. Khalas. Huduth.
But could you not say he used to always open?
Then now have the kana yaftahu. Not mazi on its own. Then you got the mudari verb. Then the mudari can become mazi istimrari. Meaning past. It can either past continuous. For example, kana yaftahu. He was opening. Then this is going to be huduth. And he was doing it once. Or kana yaftahu can also mean he used to open. So in Arabic it's the same text. You can only tell from the context. And because if you say used to open, what does that mean now?
continuous.
Continuous. What does that mean? Huduth or tajaddud?
Tajaddud.
Tajaddud, it occurs. It can be hal, present continuous. He's opening, that's huduth. It happens, he's doing it right now. It's a one-off instance. Or present habitual, meaning what?
He opens.
He opens, that's his habit. He opens, he cleans, he drinks, he eats, he sleeps. That will give the meaning of hudud tajaddud. Very good. On a mustaqbil, future. Either come yaftahu, sayaftahu, sawfa yaftah. Whatever form it is, it can be either hudud or tajaddud depending on the context. Got it? Yeah, do you understand this? And just keep this in mind, this is very important, even for balagha, even for normal in Arabic literature, it's very important because we just say, oh, madi mudari. But if you look at it here, really, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tenses. Just in madi and mudari, you can have 6 tenses.
Then you've got the second combination.
So don't think, oh, Arabic language is not rich in tenses. It is rich in tenses, but it's very contextual. You have to look at the context to understand the tenses. Okay? Yeah? So this is something you need to have to your tongue. Okay? Right. Moving on, what's the point? I just gave you a whole nahwa lesson or sarf lesson on tenses. How does it affect the ma'ani? Go ahead. To sell more paracetamol, give you more headache. No, actually it's to give us more questions in exams. And to make you lose marks. There's a point, there's a big fa'ida in this. Hudud tajaddud, a big fa'ida. Let me give an example. If قال إبراهيم ربي الذي يحيي ويميت. He's saying what? Allah, Ibrahim is saying what? Allah gives life. When? Hudud tajaddud? Continuously tajaddud. Look at this one. That's very simple. Look at this one. Allah is saying, Inna Allah indahu ilmu sa'ah. Indeed Allah, knowledge of the sa'ah, the last day, wa yunazzilu al-ghayth. And He, yunazzilu tanzil, sends down, ghayth here means His rain. Now, what is this? Ismiya fa'liyah?
According to what now?
No, this one.
Ismiya.
Why is it ismiya?
Start with ism.
No, it starts with ism.
Inna Allah.
No, I want this part. This sentence here. Is it ismiya fa'liyah? Why is it fa'liyah?
Starts with zar.
No, not start. Not start. Remember that's nahwa.
Okay.
Does it have a fa'il?
No.
No. So no fa'il means it's now what?
Ismiya.
What does ismiya show? Thubut, link. Why? Because the ilm of the sa'a is on his dawam. The ilm of the sa'a, the knowledge of qiyamah is linked to Allah. How? Da'im, dawam, permanently. He always has a knowledge. It never separates from him. That link, Allah and knowledge of the sa'a is linked. And how is it linked? With dawam, permanently. Allah always has ilm sa'a. Second sentence, is this ismiya fa'liyah?
The same one from here.
Yunazzilul ghayth. Fa'liyah. Now is it mazi or mudari?
Mudari.
It's mudari. No, it's mudari. Is it present habitual or present continuous?
Present continuous habitual.
Present habitual. What does that show? Tajaddud. Does that mean? And Allah continually sends down the ghayth. That's why you have here. This is inna Allah alima ilmu sa'ah. If you say alima, it means what? Allah came to know of the knowledge. Came to know of the ilmu sa'ah. No, inda was always there. It's always the link was permanent. That's why Allah changed the structure. So you have one sentence here, the khabar of lafzul jalala is one is jumla ismiya, one jumla fi'liyah. Why? The faida. This gives thubut, ma'ad dawam. That the link of Allah having knowledge is with Allah is linked and permanently. And this is jumlatun fi'liyah, which shows fi'l mudari to show present, habitual. Allah always does this. So tajaddud, Allah continually sends down what? Yunazzilul ghayth. See?
No more guys. Just appreciate.
Another example. Innal munafiqina yukhadi'una Allah. One sentence. Wa huwa khadi'uhum. Is this ismiya fa'liyah? Balagha, not in nahwa. Ji? Why is it fa'liyah?
Because yukhadi'un.
Has a fail. So yukhadi'una. Okay? What does yukhadi'u mean? Khada'a is to deceive. So you want to translate it as the munafiqin deceive Allah. You say they try to deceive Allah, or they behave in a way which they think they're deceiving Allah, that they show we are believers and they're not believers. So they can't deceive Allah. Allah has ilmul ghayb, He knows everything, but they try to deceive Allah. Now jumla fi'liyah. Is it thubut? Is it thubut in this fi'l mudari? So there's no thubut. No, it won't show thubut. Because they're deceiving Allah, pretend to deceive Allah can't be permanent, can it? When is that? It's fairly mudari, so it's present. Which means that over and over they try to do what?
Try to deceive Allah.
Over and over they try to deceive Allah. It's tajaddud, it's present habitual. But when Allah talks about himself, Allah deceives them. What does Allah deceives them mean? Allah lets them go, he doesn't punish them straight away. He lets them go in the dunya, so they think that will be okay. So Allah is also deceiving them. You must say deceive, because Allah is deceiving. Khada is like you plot and you scheme in a mischievous way. So that's not, but Allah is just using the same word. It's also another balagah thing we learn later on, but Allah is saying khadi'uhum. But now Allah uses jumla fa'liyah, jumla ismiyah. Jumla ismiyah. Why? To show? A link. And the link is what? Madawam. That continuous. So they each point they try again and again to deceive Allah. But continuously all the time, Allah is completely deceiving them, meaning completely aware of what they're doing, and He knows what they're doing. But despite they letting them go, and He has His own plan. And this is what khadi'uhum. Huwa khadi'uhum is continuous. You know that Allah sometimes does it. He says, Allah says, I'm total control. Don't worry, they're trying to deceive me. Huwa khadi'uhum. He's got everything. He's got a bigger plan, better plan than them.
Could you say rather than deceiving, Allah is always a step ahead of them?
Yeah, obviously you have to use a proper translation.
Yeah.
So I'm just using the exact word, but deceive obviously has a kind of a sinister meaning to it. But Allah uses the same word that He uses for them. It's called mushakal and jinas. We'll do that later on in the third science, ilm al-badi. Now why do you use khada'a? Because they both match. So even though it's what we're discussing in ilm al-ma'ani is that what? Is what? Thubut with dawam. Like look, they're trying over and over again and they're not succeeding. Sometimes they think they're succeeding. But Allah is saying that huwa khadim continuously from day one until the end. I got it under control, got a better plan. Like this one now, brilliant. And talking about munafiqeen again. وَإِذَا لَقُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا آمَنَّا. And when the hypocrites meet the alladhina amanu, meet the believers, what do they say? Amanna. We believe. Madhi mudari is ismiya fa'liyah, is amanna. Huh? Fa'liyah. So this is what? Madhi. Because this madhi is a hudus al-thubut. Hudus al-tajaddud. Hudus, what does that mean? When the Allah's phrasing their sentences in a very eloquent way. Allah is saying, look, when the munafiqun come to the believers, they don't say inna mu'minun. What does inna mu'minun mean? I am believer. Ismiya fa'liyah? Ana mu'min. What does ana mu'min mean? Ismiya. Ismiya has what? Link. And that link has kind of continued to it. So when they come to believers, they say amanna, meaning we have? No, that's not if they said amanna. If they said qalu ana mu'min, ya nahnu mu'minun. They say amanna, meaning we have now initiated the iman. We weren't believers before, we bring belief. Yeah?
They do this continuously.
Not continuously, it's not fa'il mudari. So whenever they come, they're as if they now initiate iman. Because Allah is trying to say that the iman is not with them permanently.
It's habitual.
Not habitual.
No,
It's as if like every time they come, say, okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
I've now brought belief. But when the munafiqeen go to their own heads, the shayateen, what do they say? Inna ma'akum. We are with you. How? Thubut or huduth? Link. And da'im or? Is da'im in it. We're always with you, don't worry. We just go to the believers and say amanna. But when we have the shayateen, what do they say? Inna ma'akum. We have our being with you is a thubut, it's thabit, it's linked. And how is it linked? We will always be with you. So when they speak to the believers, what do they say? When they speak to the believers, they say amanna. Like what? Okay, we brought iman. They've initiated iman. That's not have any continuity to it. It's not permanent. And when they say inna ma'akum, what does that have? Thubut, and thubut which is da'im. So that shows how true they were on their nifaq as opposed to them on their iman. Do you understand that concept? Got it? Inshallah bas. Any questions? Yeah? Subhanallah bihamdihi subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.